In today's fitness video, I'm going to focus on my knees. Now, I've done copious amounts of running and I do martial arts, do karate. I put my knees under a lot of strain and pressure. I'm in my 40s now and it's time to sort this out. I'm going to split this video up into three sections. The first section is an explanation and a demonstration of how bad the knees are. The second part is going to be a bunch of exercises on how to strengthen not only the knees but the quads and the hips and the calves and the surrounding areas of the knees. And thirdly, it's going to be a bunch of stretches to stretch those elements as well as the knees as well. I'll put time codes down in the description where you can skip to those particular parts. So a quick demonstration of my knees and how bad they are. You can see just standing here that they are actually coming inwards, right? So they're actually coming inwards. This is amplified if I was to get into a Zenku Sadachi, which is the forward leaning stance. And you can see that the knee is already starting to move in there, that it should be here. It should be there, but it wants to automatically come this way. Also, if I was to do a Mai Geri front kick, again, you can see off of this foot, it's already coming in there. If I was to bring this up, that knee is wanting to come down into that angle. Same with the other foot as well, although it's not as bad. So a Zenku Sadachi here, you can already see that that knee is trying to bend this way rather than straight ahead. And a Mai Geri front kick, you can see that that knee is quite unstable there. But the biggest thing is the pistol squat. So if I was to get into a pistol squat, you can see that this knee, as I go down, wants to come here rather than there. Okay, so I've got issues with the knees. Okay, the first exercise we're going to do is find yourself a wall. I'm going to just set this because I'm doing this as an exercise right now. Get into a nice wall sit. Okay, so you got your back up against the wall. I've just got this on the armrest of the sofa here. Okay, I'm just going to bring myself up a bit. Okay, from here we're going to do some calf raises. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, right, so we'll stop that. What I like to do on my rest is I like to stretch other parts of my body. So we're going to get into a butterfly stretch. So bring your feet together, put your hands on the feet or under the feet, put your elbows sort of in the creases of your knees and just start bending and bouncing. Like so. Try and bring them down a little further each time. This is going to work on your hips and your hip flexors, your abductors. And now we're going to see if we can just get one really low. So we're going to push on that one. We're going to hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to push on the other one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to push on both of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, go back to bouncing. Oh. It doesn't matter if you're not as low to the ground as I am. If you're up here, that's perfectly fine. Just go, as low as you can. Okay, so now we're going to get back to the next set. So let's get back to that position we were in. So nice 90-degree angle here, and we're going to do 8 calf raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. Bring yourself down again. This time we're going to see if we can hinge forward from our seated position. I still like to use the wall or the sofa as a bit of a guide. So let's get onto that. So bring your hands all the way up, put your feet together, and then try and go down and touch your toes. Like so. We're just going to hold that. Take some brief breaths in, and as you breathe in, try and lower the stretch. We're just going to hold this for as long as we can. Breathing gently in, breathing gently out. And on the exhale, if you can try and lower yourself and get your elbows bent. Okay, let's hold that for another 40 seconds if we can. It's always good to try and hit 2 minutes on these stretches. Just go as far as you can. If you need to, bring your hands back up to your knees and just sit quietly with a nice straight back. Okay, let's get into the final set of those calf raises. But these are calf raises when you're in this wall sit position, because you're also working on your quads. So when you get to the comfortable spot, you then do 1, 2, whoop, I'm falling, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now come back down. Let's just put that's to 8 on there. There we go. Now we're back into our rest. And for this, we're going to work 1 minute on each foot. So bend the one of your feet, and we're going to grab the toes with the hands here. So you've got a nice triangle shape there. If you can, try and get this foot in as close to your groin as possible, and come up and hinge over. Grab hold of that foot with both hands if you can. If you can't, just touch your calf, touch your shin, sorry. Okay, and as before, breathe gently and deeply, and if you can, on the exhale, lower yourself. And hold that there for another 30 seconds if you can. That's our 2 minutes in 15, 14 and so on. Okay, and the second exercise we're going to do is called the sissy squat. Now, there is nothing sissy about this whatsoever. This is incredibly painful and incredibly challenging. So I want you to go as slow as you possibly can and just ease into it. Don't rush. Don't worry if you can't complete it. Just go as far as you can. All right, let's try and do the sissy squat. So you want to get yourself near a table edge or a sofa here, and you want to have yourself in a parallel stance and a shoulder width apart. Grab hold of the object, and what we're going to do is, unlike a normal squat where we're squatting backwards, we're actually going to be squatting forwards. So our knees are actually going to go over our toes, so knees over toes. All right, you can already see that this knee wants to go in. And you've got to make sure that the knees go over the toes, not around the toes like this, so over the toes. And eventually what will happen is, because you're leaning forward quite far, the heels will come off the ground. And this is where you use the table edge or the sofa here as some support, because what you want to do is try and lower yourself as far as you can. Now, what's really important with this is that you keep a straight line from the shoulders all the way to the knee here, so you're actually leaning back as you're doing this. So you're leaning in a back motion like so. So straight line like this, and then up. Now we're going to do this again for 8 times. That was just a practice run. So here we go. Really focus on getting your knees over your toes. Okay, so 1, and then back up. 2, back up. 3, back up. 4, back up. 5, back up. 6, oh, I'm forgetting to lean back. 7, 8, last one. There we go. Okay. Right, from here we're going to get back onto the ground. We focused on this side last time, so what I'm going to do is focus on the other side. So put that foot out, bring this foot in, and try and grab that toe. So up we go. Again, breathe into this. Try and keep your foot, your calf flat on the ground. There will be a little hole between the underside of your knee and the carpet, that's fine. But try not to arch it up. If you have to, you have to. But your aim is to get this flat on the ground, and you're grabbing your toes or the foot, elbows slightly bent as you're lowering yourself down. Again, we're going to do this for 2 minutes. And then we're going to do another set of 8. So we've got 40 seconds to go. Really push in. 30 seconds left. we're back up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now we get back up and we do another 8 of those. These are sissy squats, and as I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me, there is nothing sissy about this. So make sure your feet shoulder width apart and they are in the straight line like you're on a train track, and bend with your knees, so your knees are going over your toes. Grab hold of something if you need to. If you don't, then hey, that's awesome, but I certainly do. If you notice that my knee is already starting to collapse inwards, so I need to really focus on actually pushing it outwards like this, and then eventually your heels will come off of the ground and we'll go down for 1, come back up, 2, and come back up, and also try and lean back, not as I was just then. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, 'Try not to do what I'm doing and hinging forward. You want more control and stability in the core. So last one, 8, come down like that, that's it. There we go. So it's tempting, as I've shown, to, when you're down here, to be in a seated position. That doesn't really do much. You need to be leaning back because you're putting all your pressure on your quads, and as you come up, you're not going back into a seated position. When you're going up, you are still have that straight line. It's very difficult to do, as I'm demonstrating. Okay, so that's the 8. What we're going to do now is get into another stretch. So this is our 90-90 stretch. So put your feet in a 90-90 degree angle, so your legs in a 90 degree angle, and we're just going to sit here. And then from here we're going to turn, so you're going to put this hand on this ankle here, and we're going to just turn and grab the other ankle. It's just going to give us a nice little twist. And come back. We're going to lower ourselves for the final minute. So put your weight over the knee and see if you can get your elbows on the ground. We've got 40 seconds to go. So if you can, try and stretch forward. This will stretch your glutes. And we've got 15 seconds left. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back up. And now we're going to do our final set of those sissy squats, and then I'll move on to another exercise. So remember, parallel stance, shoulder width apart, and I'm going to try as much as I can to lower with my back leaning backwards, rather than hinging forward, because that's cheating. So grab hold of your support and slowly move your knees, focusing on the knees, making sure that they're not coming inwards like this. They are in line with your toes. Keep your back nice and straight, but leaning backwards as well. Your knees should be doing the guiding of the rest of your body. So you lean in like this and then come up. All right, so that's one. That's two. Oh, I'm hinging again. That's three. That's better. Four. We're over halfway now. Five. Six. Two more. Seven. Last one. Make this the best one. 8. There we go. Oh, that was hard work. Okay, so for the next 2 minutes, on the rest, we're going to go back to the 90-90, but this time we're going to do it on the other side. Okay, so we're just going to sit here for a minute. Or not a minute, just going to sit here for a little bit. And then we're going to grab this ankle with this hand, and then the other ankle with the other hand, and we're going to look in that direction. Nice stretch. And then for the final minute, we're going to come forward and we're going to lean over the knee, okay? So lean as far as you can over this knee. Feel the stretch in the glutes. We've got 40 seconds left. This is going to open up the glutes, this is going to open up the hips. 25 seconds remaining. And the next exercise, which is going to happen in 10 seconds time, is going to require a resistance band. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got a resistance band. It's in a hoop, in a loop like this, right? We're going to put this through our legs at the top of our knees. Okay, we're going to get back into that position, that seated wall position, and we're going to move our feet apart. Remember I said that my knee wanted to collapse inwards. We're going to work on some strength training to prevent that from happening. So get yourself in a nice seated position like this, with the band around your legs, just above your knees. And what I wanted to do is work on one side at a time. So we're going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, stabilize yourself again. We'll do 8 on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. Okay, so sit yourself back down, and that's 8 there, and we're going to have a nice little rest. And to do this, we're going to just move our feet up and down, just to shake all that off. And then we're going to move our ankles, our toes pointing forward, toes pointing back, forward, back. From here, we're also going to do some leg raises. So 1, bring it down, 2, bring it down, 3, bring it down, 4, bring it down, 5, bring it down, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's the rest done. So we're going to put the resistance band back through. We've got a band over our knees, and we're going to gently go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 8. And that's going to work on our thighs. And then we're going to rest again. So we're going to just move and let our quads just shake all that off. And then we're going to move our toes forward, move our toes back, forward and back. And then we'll do some leg raises. So 1, 2, if you can, keep yourself up against the wall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, from here, just shake all that out again. This time we're going to bring the knee in, one of the knees in, and we're going to see if we can hug it like this. We're going to put our hands underneath the thigh, and we're going to lift this up as far as we can. I can only get to about here, but other people may be able to really strengthen the leg out. Hold that and bring it down. Bring this one up, hug the thigh, and then try and get this up nice and straight. And then bring that down. Okay, so grab the band again. Okay, let's get back into the wall sit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So now we've done a lot of exercise on our legs. It's time to stretch these out. I've got 3 stretches that I want to specifically do, which targets the knees and the surrounding areas. So the first thing we're going to do is a low lunge or a lizard lunge. So we're going to come up on one knee, keeping the other knee bent. We're going to slowly push that knee forward, like so. And we're going to hold it there for about 2 minutes. You should start to feel a stretch. down here, keeping your back foot nice and straight, pushing that down. There we go. Put your hands on either side if you want to. Make sure though that your knee is stacked over your ankle. Really push down. So if you want to adjust, that's fine. Make it wider, that's perfectly fine. The wider you go, the bigger the stretch. But just make sure that your knee is stacked over your ankle. And you'll feel a nice pull in the groin area and in the thigh and in the quad. I'm going to hold that now for another 50 seconds. We're going to hold that now for another 50 seconds. Nice relaxing of your shoulders. And then we're going to do the opposite side. Got 30 seconds left to hold. If you want, you can come up and put your palms on your knees and make yourself nice and straight and push down like so. Okay, so that's the 2 minutes done. So we're going to change feet. So the one that was at the back is now at the front. And again, knee stacking over the ankle. Try not to collapse your knees, so really focus on that push forward, keeping your pelvis in line and sink down low. Okay, so let's start. If you want, you can have your hands on this knee to keep yourself nice and straight. Or if you wanted to, you could put your hands down to the sides, push down even further. You'll be feeling a stretch again on the other side of the groin and the other thigh and quad. And we've got just over 1.5 minutes left to go. So if you fancy it, come straight back up, keeping in this position, bringing the center of the gravity down, stretch all the way down here. Keep yourself nice and stable. Just hold it there. If you're wobbling like I am, it's perfectly fine. 40 seconds left. Keep making little mini adjustments if you need to. "20 seconds left. Feel the burn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so the next stretch will require the sofa. So from here, we're going to put our back foot up against the sofa. We're going to get our knee as close to the sofa as we can. And we're going to bring that knee, the front knee up. And we're going to sit like so. This is called the Arthur pose. and it's going the King Arthur pose, and it's going to really work on our quads. And again, if I get my balance, we're going to work for 2 minutes, starting now. Whoops. There we go. So you can either put your hands on your front knee, or you can put your hands behind you, or if you wanted to, you could put your hands on the ground, whatever you find easiest, just to sort of relax and ease off. If you've got some yoga blocks, you can hold your yoga blocks like so, but ideally you want to bring nice straight back. Oops, and put your hands on your hips. Oh, this is really quite painful. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put my hands here. We've got another minute to go. You can see how unstable my knees are. They're dying to cross in. So 45 seconds. Who said stretching was easy? 30 seconds. Oh. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. We got this. 30 seconds. Come on, 20 seconds. We can do this. So you'll see other fitness instructors and they all do it perfect, but no. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Wow. Okay, right, and of course, we're going to do it on the other side. So hook your feet over the sofa like this. Get the knee as close to the sofa as possible. Get yourself into that kneeling position. Remember, knee over toes. You'll feel a pull on the calf, and there we go. Okay. Again, as before, you can hold it like this, which is what I'm going to try and do. Got another 2 minutes. 1 minute 42 to go. There we go. See, I'm a lot more stable on the right knee. Something I'm going to have to work on. And it's obvious whenever I do a front kick in karate, I can see that this knee wants to bend in. It wants to arch in. Oops. If you feel like you're slipping forward like I am, just make some adjustments. Really should be doing this in the yoga mat, but there isn't much room here. So you can see my knee wanted to go in then. Last minute. It's okay if you're wiggling and wobbling like me, it's fine. Nobody's perfect, I certainly aren't. "25 seconds to go. "15, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Okay, so believe it or not, I've actually left the worst stretch to last, and that is the hero pose. Now, the hero pose is what we were in at the start. So put your knees down like this, and your bum is on your ankles. There's another. This is what we do when we are sat at karate before we do the bow in, right? Sure. There is another variation to this, which is called the reclining hero pose. So the reclining hero pose is you're slightly wider than you were before because you want to sink all the way down as far as you can. You want to hold onto your feet if you can, and you want to recline all the way down until your back and your back of your neck is on the ground. Now obviously I can't do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start in the hero pose, okay? The standard hero pose, like so, where we're closing up our legs and we're sat on our heels. And then I'm going to attempt to try and do the reclining hero pose in the last minute or so. So we've got 1 minute and 36 seconds left to go, something like that. This is also a nice stretch on the ankles too. So we've got 1.5 minutes. You can feel that stretch on the ankles. Okay, now if you want to join me in trying to do the reclining hero pose, then you're more than welcome to. If you want to, you can lift yourself up and then bring yourself down if you wish, if it's too much. But I'm going to try, I'm going to wait for 30 seconds and then in the final 30 seconds I'm going to try and get as low as I can in the reclining hero pose. So the final 30 seconds are coming up. We're going to give it a go. Alright, so slightly wider than before because we're actually going to go in between our ankles now. We're going to grab our feet and we're going to recline as low as we can. We're going to see if we can get our elbows onto the ground and our neck back like so. And we're going to pray that the timer is going to be quick because this is really painful. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's just shake that all off. So if you do martial arts like I do, if you cycle, if you run, then looking after your knees is super important. So please follow these stretches and these exercises. And if you found any of that challenging, then do let me know in the comments and I might be able to adapt that for you in the coming videos. Thank you ever so much for watching and continue following on, especially if you are a bloke over 40 trying to regain your fitness like I am. Thanks very much. Cheers.